Okay, likewise, this lesson will also be recorded. Okay, so let's do a quick recap on what we covered the last time. We talked about the different types of angles. So we had our right angle, okay, something that is very commonly seen everywhere, 90 degrees. We also covered that in primary school already. Then we talked about the three other types of angles that we need to know. Acute angle, which is less than 90 degrees. Okay, the first one over here. And then we also have our, obtuse angle, the second row, more than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees. And then the third type is our reflex angle, which is more than 180, but less than 360. Okay, so let's take a look at your contribution on our Padlet. Yeah? Okay, so here we have the different photos. Some of your, okay, we will go through the photos one by one. Yeah? Okay, so for the first one, we start with the right angles, okay? Because I think that's something that is easier for us to recognize. My objective is for you to be able to recognize right angles straight away. Okay, once you are able to do that, you'll be able to identify the other angles quite easily. So for the first one, the first triangle, okay, so this one contributed by me. Use your, I use my iPad to draw on this. So 90 degrees, I'm going to indicate the angle. So let's take a look at your contributions. So Shah, okay, Shah managed to find 90 degrees right angle. So this is the correct way of indicating the 90 degrees at the chair. Okay, draw a little box. Let's take a look at the next one. Kyrene, okay, very neatly drawn. The other 90 degrees over here. Junxian, Junxian didn't indicate. So if you don't indicate, I do not know which angle you're referring to. Okay, so let me indicate for you now, So I believe Junxian is talking about this angle. Am I right, Junxian? Junxian, are you here? No, Junxian is not here. Oh no, Junxian is here. Junxian, can you unmute yourself?
Yes.
Is this the 90 degrees you're talking about?
Yes.
Yes, so you need to indicate, Okay, if you don't indicate, I show you where is the other angle. So possibly this could be the other angle, right? So you must show us. Okay, next one. Next angle, okay, Ashari. Looks like he joined two items. Okay, so 90 degrees, very nice. Shazwan, same, window grill. Shabil, okay, Shabil, floor tile. What do you all think of this? Danish. Danish, are you here?
Yes.
Yes, Danish, what do you think of Shabil's photo over here for 90 degrees?
I don't know because got two sides.
Got two sides. You mean two angles?
Yeah.
Okay. Is
like
this one of the angle?
Yeah, and the other one opposite angle.
The other one opposite. Okay, let me choose another color. Are you referring to this angle? So you can see that there are two angles, right? So Shabil, which one are you referring to? Shabil, unmute yourself. Shabil. Oh, mic spoil. Yeah, I think it's mic spoil. Okay, so Danish, you tell us, is it the blue or the black angle?
The black one.
Okay, the black one is our 90 degrees, Okay, next. I think by now you all can recognize all the 90 degrees already. So these are all the different examples. Once you can do some proof later. Once you can identify the 90 degrees, then we can talk about acute angles. So acute angles are less than 90 degrees. You can think of it as a very acute angle. So very small, very acute, 90 degrees over here. So this one by Kyrene. Okay, ANGLE angle. Okay, so if you were to draw 90 degrees on it this way, okay, can you see that her angle is actually less than 90 degrees? So that's what makes it an acute angle. Okay, move on to the next one. Shah, again, very nice, cute, little, small acute angle, less than 90 degrees. Shari made use of a box, very flexible, probably you'll see it again. Fari saw it from his door. Shabil, okay, same issue again. He didn't indicate clearly which angle he is talking about. So the acute angle that we are looking for is the one here that I just drew. Okay, this is our acute angle. Patricia, okay, nicely done. Okay, E-Ray also found acute angle. Oh, Yen Ray. This is Yen Ray's contribution. Okay, let's see who we can call now. Shazwan. Shazwan, can you unmute yourself? Is Shazwan here? No, he's not here. Okay. Brian.
Yes.
Okay, Brian, can you give me a comment for this particular angle?
Right.
Contributed by Yen Rui. He didn't indicate lah, so let me indicate for him. Is the red angle the acute angle, or is the blue angle the acute angle? So what do you think, Brian? Or neither?
Neither.
Also not acute angle.
Wait. The blue.
The blue. Okay, what do we say about acute angle?
I know.
Brian, what do you say about acute angle? What does it sound like?
A small angle.
Yeah, small angle, right? Smaller than what?
90.
Yeah, smaller than 90. Okay, let's take a look at the blue one first. Is the blue one less than 90?
No.
No, it looks way bigger than that. How about the red one? Does it look less than 90?
It's 90.
Yeah, most likely it's exactly 90 lah. So did he give an example, a correct example of an acute angle?
No.
No, he didn't. Okay, so Yan Rui, please take note of your mistake over here, that you didn't show us any acute angle. However, I do spot an acute angle over here. Can you see over here? This is an acute angle. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, Zanis identified acute angle. Okay, good. So after we have done our acute angles, our right angles, we now move on to obtuse angles. So obtuse angles from the textbook that we saw earlier on, more than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. So this is one example. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. Okay, Kyrene's example. So she found an obtuse angle over here. I'll just draw our 90 degrees so that you have an idea of how it is bigger or smaller. Okay, so here we have our 90 degrees, our right angle, and what Kyrene drew was more than 90 degrees. So we call this, but it is less than 180, so we call this an obtuse angle. This one. You see, the important thing is to recognize our 90 degrees, then almost everything else you can make reference from there. So Shah, one example over here, you can draw in your 90 degrees by yourself. And you can see that, okay, his angle that he drew is more than 90. So we continue to do so for the rest. Let me just take a look and see whether there are any errors. So Shari, you're still using the cardboard, very useful. more than 90, less than 180. Shabil, okay, same issue again. He's referring to the smaller angle. Huh? Patricia, yes. E-ray, okay. Now, Zenith's example. Okay, I want to comment for this. So, Sean, you, Danish? Okay, Danish, you start first. What is your comment?
There's no sharp corners. There's no corners.
No corners. Okay, so our angles, right, they are made up of two straight lines that meet. Okay, so what Zenith chose over here was actually a curve. So this curve wouldn't have any angles, but she kind of has the correct idea. So let me improve on it. If her looks like a table, if the legs of the table actually look like this, okay, two straight line, then yes, this will be our obtuse angle. So Zenith, please take note. Okay, then we move on to our final type of angle. We have our reflex angle, and I noticed that for reflex angle, right, there are we've got the least contribution for reflex. Not sure why. Is it because it is very difficult to find a reflex angle in your house? Okay, so reflex angle is more than 180 degrees, which means that it is like more than a straight line. So if I were to draw a straight line, then this is our 180 degrees. What the angle that I identified in red, okay, is extends beyond our 180. So we call it a reflex angle. Okay, we look at some of the other examples that your classmates chose. Okay, Shari, yep, same cardboard box. This time, remember earlier on he used the same cardboard box, huh? He did this. He did this for his obtuse angle. Remember? And then now he's just taking the other side, the opposite side, for his reflex angle. It works, right? You draw this is our 180. So what he identified is more than 180. Okay. Very interesting. Later we see whether anybody did something similar. Okay, Shazwan. Okay, this is Shazwan's example. Javier, are you there? Javier, can you unmute yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, I need a comment for this. What do you think of his identified angle? Javier, do you agree with Shazwan's reflex angle?
Yeah.
You agree, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Show your textbook again, huh? Okay. Reflex angle, the third one, is between 180 and 360 degrees. So it is more than a straight line. Okay, so more than a straight line meaning this is my 180 degrees. The angle goes beyond 180. That is what we want for reflex angle. Can you remember this? Javier?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so if it is between 90, and 180, looking like this, the smaller angle, huh? We call it an obtuse angle. Can you remember this too?
Yes.
Okay, back to our example by Shazwan. Okay, now you look at this again. What do you think? What will you call this? Reflex or obtuse?
Reflex.
Reflex, huh? Why?
Obtuse.
E-ray. E-ray disagrees. E-ray thinks it is obtuse. E-ray, why?
Cause it's above, it's less than 180.
Less than 180. Okay, thank you. Javier, what do you think of E-ray's answer?
I think it's correct.
You think E-ray is correct now? Javier, do you think E-ray is correct?
Yeah.
Okay, what did E-ray just say?
It is not 180 degrees.
It's not 180. No, that's not what he said. To determine whether it is a reflex or an obtuse angle, we need to see whether the angle is greater than or less than 180 degrees. So this angle that is drawn by Shazwan, is it greater or less than 180? Javier, do you know what 180 degrees looks like?
Yeah.
What does it look like?
It is a straight line.
Very good. It's a straight line 180 degrees. So does this look like more or less than 180 degrees?
Less than.
Yeah, less than. So it cannot be reflex, right? Because reflex needs to be more than 180 degrees. So in fact, this is an obtuse angle. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, so E-ray chose a part of I think it's a star. So yes, this portion is more than 180. So that's reflex. Zenith found another angle more than 180. So yes, that's also reflex. Fari, are you there? Yeah, call Fari just now. You wasn't there, right?
No.
Yeah, okay. So let's try Reynard. Reynard, are you there?
Yeah,
Okay, Reynard, what do you think of this? What does this look like to you? What picture, what object is this?
a mat. It look
Yeah,
it's a obtuse angle.
Obtuse, why obtuse?
It's less than 180.
Yeah, it's less than 180, that one I agree. But okay, so there are two issues over here. First, it is definitely not reflex, it's less than 180. The second issue is the angle that he took it. He took it at an angle, but if he took it from the top down, it is you can recognize that this is a carpet, right? It's a mat, right?
Yeah.
So most likely that corner over there is actually a reflex, obtuse, acute, 90 degrees. What do you think it is? Reynard?
Reflex.
I think it's reflex. Reflex is more than 180 there. Does the angle that he drew look like more than 180?
No.
No, right? So can it be reflex? No.
And
Okay. From the top down, if you look at most of the carpet, most of the mat, right? Is it going to be a right angle?
yeah.
Yeah, so actually, because of the way he took the photo right at an angle, makes it look like an acute angle. But if you took it from top down, it's actually a right angle, okay? Okay, so these are the examples that you all came up with. The most important one, I need all of you to, see, Fari, same, it's the same photo. It's the same photo, it is 90 degrees. So how can the same angle have be 90 degrees and not be 90 degrees at the same time? Okay, so I was saying that the most important one, I need all of you to recognize your 90 degrees. Once you can do that, anything smaller than 90 will be your acute angles. Anything bigger than 90 but less than a straight line is an obtuse. And anything that is bigger than your 180 degrees, your straight line will be your reflex angle. Okay, so this is from our homes. Okay, the next thing I want to talk to you about is straight line. Okay, so let's begin by drawing a straight line. So early on we mentioned that. Yes.
Fari asked what is a reflex angle.
How come he asked you, never asked me?
Oh, he said in the chat.
Oh, is it? Oh yeah, okay. I don't know what is reflex, okay? If you look at your, okay, thank you, Danish, it's more than 180. It's an angle that is more than 180 degrees. So that was also found in your textbook. Okay, I'll leave the Padlet on, then you can refer to all the examples inside, and I'll put comments on those that are wrong. Okay, so now our straight line, okay, from the protractor, right, you can see that the angle is 180 degrees. I'll put the protractor back there. Okay, now if I were to split this straight line into two parts, you see that we have one small angle on the left, we call it acute, and we have a bigger angle on the right, that's called obtuse. I can split this 180 degrees into two parts. In this case, they are unequal, but if I adjust the angle, at this point, I have two right angles, 290 degrees, and I can go beyond the 90 degrees. So I can split this 180 degrees into two parts. Okay, so let me just randomly put it here first. We'll call this side, let's call this angle A. If I want to find out this angle, the value of this angle, I'll need a protractor. So we align our protractor, okay, and we read from 0. In this case, the 0 is the outer scale. So you continue reading up 0, 10, 20, 30, until about 38. Okay, so this value over here, 38 degrees. Oh, mine disappeared. Okay, so this is our 38 degrees. Then my question is, what about this angle over here? What would it be? If the smaller acute angle is 38, then what about the bigger angle? We can use our protractor to find out. Okay, this time we go from the, we start reading from the right hand side. We always start reading from 0. Hey, Danish, why are you using your phone?
Calculate.
Oh, you're calculating. That's not your phone. Okay, so what are you calculating?
180 minus 38.
Oh, why do you take 180 minus 38? Why, Danish?
To find the other angle.
But why 180?
Because it's the straight line.
Okay, he's trying to tell us that these two angles, right, when you add them up, they have to give you 180 because they all fall on a straight line, and side by side, and add up to 180. So yeah, if we don't use our calculator, if we use our protractor, we start reading from the 0 degrees, go read, and we get 142 degrees. So was that what your calculator told you, Danish?
Yes.
Yes. So angles on a straight line, they add up to be 180 degrees. So if we know one of the angle, we can know the other angle. Fari, I don't think I'm glitching. Okay, so I'm gonna give another example. This time, still the same straight line, but I am going to split it into 3 parts. So 1, 2, 3. So let's call this angle A, angle B, and angle C. Because they all lie on the same straight line, we know that A plus B plus C must be add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so this is actually found in our textbook. Over here. This is on page, I think 15. Okay, so 3 angles, when you add that up, it will be 180 degrees. So let's just do a quick check on your understanding, huh? If I say that C has an angle of 50 degrees and A has an angle of, let's say 90 degrees, what about angle, the last angle over here, CDE? What is this angle?
40 degrees.
Hey, who's that? Danish?
40 degrees.
Okay,
Sorry.
Patricia, what do you think?
40 degrees.
30, how do you get 30?
40.
40, how do you get 40?
Use 180 minus 90 will be 90. Then use 90 minus 50, you get 40.
Okay, correct. So based on our
Teacher, I got faster method.
sorry,
I got faster method.
what's your faster method?
Just take 90 minus 50 because if you take 180 minus 90, it's already 90 degrees, right?
Okay. You just did that step mentally lah. So it is the number of steps required is the same. Okay. Just that you did one mental sum lah. Okay. So the way we want to write this is angle C plus D plus E with the degrees. This gives us 180 degrees. So from our angle C, right? Example in the question was 50, then 90, then plus E is 180. So E, as Patricia and Danish correctly pointed out, will be 180 minus 90 minus 50. And you get 40 degrees. Doesn't matter how many times you split this straight line up, they will all add up to 180 degrees because it is a straight line. So now I have another question. If we were to put two straight lines, okay, so we know that this is 180 degrees. What about the angle at the bottom? Okay, Marilyn? Is Marilyn here? No, Marilyn is not here. Okay, Nora. Nora, can you unmute yourself? Nora, can you unmute yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, so Nora, I have an angle on top that is 180 degrees. What about the angle at the bottom? What do you think is the angle at the bottom, Nora? Yes, Reynard, you can go toilet.
I
Nora,
don't know,
you need help? You don't know? Okay,
No.
never mind. Do you want to use a protractor to find out? Shall we use a protractor? Nora? Nora?
Yeah.
Okay, so I use a protractor. I'm going to put the protractor on the line. Is this how we measure the angle at the bottom?
Yes.
Okay, so what is the reading? Whether you look from the outer scale, inner scale, what do you see? As long as you start from 0, from one side, you go to the other side, what do you see? What number do you see? Nora, do you need more help?
Yes.
Okay, we start counting from 0, right?
Yeah.
You want to start from the left-hand side or the right-hand side?
Left.
Okay, can you find the 0 on the left-hand side? Can you find the 0 on the left-hand side of the protractor?
Yeah.
Here, right? So now
Yeah.
we're going to measure the angle. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, so and so forth. And we stop over here. So what is the value?
180.
Yes, the angle that we are looking for is also 180 degrees. So this angle at the bottom is also 180 degrees. We didn't need a protractor to find out because it is also a straight line. So before this, we talk about angles on a straight line. They are going to add up to be 180 already. Can, Nora?
Okay.
Okay, now you don't unmute yourself yet.
Okay.
So if I want the total, if I want the angle, the total angle over here, what is it?
360.
360. How do you get 360?
You plus 180 and 180.
Correct. So you add them up, you get 360 degrees. Now that brings us to the next part, huh? So in our next page of the textbook, we see that angles at a point, when you have all these different angles, angle X plus angle Y plus angle Z plus angle W, they, although you don't see any continuous one straight line, they are made of 4 different lines. We know that they are all going to add up to be 360 degrees. Okay, so just as the way you use your 180 to find out one unknown angle E, when you're given C and D, you can also do the same to find out, let's say, the angle Y. We don't know angle, if we know X, we know W, we know Z, we can find angle Y by just doing a subtraction. Okay, so just one quick example. I'm going to put X to be, let's say, randomly choose a value 70. Then this looks like 80. Y looks like 120. Okay, so your job right now is to find angle Z. So all take out your calculator, start calculating what is angle Z. And Chloe, you will share your answer with us. Okay, Chloe, once you're ready, you can unmute yourself. Chloe, are you there?
You said 90.
How do you get 90 then? Tell me the working. Sorry, how much?
360 minus 150 minus 80,
360 minus 120, then?
minus 80 and minus 70.
And minus 70. Okay, so 240 minus 150. Yeah, it is 90. Correct. So this is how you use it. Where did the 360 come from? It came from the sum of all these angles. Okay, so with this, you can do your homework on your workbook, page 4 and 5, in period number 8. Okay, so later on there is no Zoom. This is your homework. So any questions, you can privately message me. This lesson being recorded will also be uploaded onto our Google Classroom. Okay, so that's all that I have. If you want to stay behind and ask me any questions, you may do so. Otherwise, you are free to leave this meeting already. Thank you.
Mr. Wang, how about the second lesson, like the second period?